Hey there everyone, and welcome to my first YouTube video. This is Sarah Russell of commonsensemarketing.net, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips on how to use fiverr.com effectively to outsource some of the tasks that we as affiliate marketers have to deal with every day. If you aren't familiar with the website, I've got it pulled up right here, but basically it's a place where people come and list the things that they're willing to do for $5. As you can see, it could be really anything, from cartoonifying your picture to writing a Shakespearean sonnet on any subject of your choosing. So obviously a lot of different things being offered for $5, but as affiliate marketers, the topics that are going to be most relevant to us can be listed over here on the right column. Some things like video, social marketing, business and technology tasks. Any of these could be relevant to our affiliate marketing businesses and to the tasks that we want to outsource. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more relevant tasks that we might be hiring from. Okay, so we can see immediately some of these are a little bit more relevant to marketing. Things like making a customized Twitter background, delivering views to your YouTube channel. Lots of good stuff here. But there's tons of it. If we scroll down, we can see that there are 535 pages of social marketing tasks that people are willing to do for $5. So how are we going to narrow all of these down? Obviously, we can use the search bar up here to narrow down just between things like social bookmarking, Twitter or YouTube tasks. We can narrow it down a little bit using the search bar. But once you've found some of the relevant ones, you still need to narrow it down even further to choose the specific providers. And so my first tip is to look for good feedback. Let's go ahead and click on this first one here. The big difference between using Fiverr compared to sites like Guru or Elance is that on those sites, you're actually posting the project according to your specifications, and then you're able to select between people. Now on Fiverr, the gig and the provider kind of come together. So you aren't just saying, you know, I want someone to create a video testimonial. You're actually hiring a specific person to do that specific task, which means that we need to do some extra legwork kind of reviewing these different providers to make sure that we're going to be getting a good product for our $5. So the first thing that we can look at, obviously, is feedback and look for good feedback. And that is listed up at the top here. We can see that this provider has 100% positive feedback, 236 positive reviews, and 0 negative reviews, which is great to see. If we want a little bit more information, we can always scroll down and look at some of the recent buyer feedback. And here we see just a ton of great comments. So obviously some signs pointing to the fact that this is a good provider, this is a legitimate gig, and it's something that would be worthwhile ordering. Now my second tip, if you are kind of scrolling through all of these different gigs, trying to find the one that's right for you, is to be realistic. Something like a customized Twitter or YouTube background for $5, sure, that sounds realistic. Something like 10,000 unique views sounds a little bit less realistic, although I don't doubt that that it's legitimate if it's one of the featured gigs here. But as an affiliate marketer, you sort of have a gut instinct for how long certain tasks take. So if you see someone offering, you know, I'll submit your site and get you 8,000 PR7 backlinks for $5, you know that that's probably not legitimate. So when you're kind of sifting through all of these different Fiverr gigs, make sure that it sounds realistic for the amount of time involved and the price involved, which is $5 in this case. Now, another really good way to sort through all of these different providers and different gigs is to look for providers that offer reports. And so this is tip number 3, is to choose to work with providers that offer reports showing their finished work. And this is especially relevant if you hire any of these social bookmarking, video submission, article submission gigs. You want to look for a provider that's going to send you a report showing each of the links that was created, so that you can be sure that the project that the gig was actually carried out and completed like you imagined. Really great way to make sure that you're getting, you know, the value for your money and that people aren't just running off and scamming you. Number 4 is a little bit different. The first 3 tips that I shared with you kind of revolved around how to choose between all of these different providers. But tip number 4 relates more to how you outsource in your business and how to grow and expand your business. And that is to use Fiverr as kind of a training ground to learn how to outsource elements of your affiliate marketing business effectively. Now, I've been thinking about outsourcing a lot lately, and it's something that I've been experimenting with quite a bit. But when you first say, I'm going to outsource elements of my business, that really doesn't mean much. It's hard to, at least at first, it's hard to understand exactly what you should be outsourcing and what tasks you can outsource effectively versus which ones you should be doing yourself. So Fiverr was actually a really great training ground for me to figure out what kind of things I can outsource effectively. So if in the future if I wanted to work with a regular virtual assistant who would be able to commit more time to me compared to just a one-off project on Fiverr like this, or like these, I can go through all of these different gigs and say, oh, people are offering to do things like submit a website, or do index backlinks. So maybe those are things that I could have a virtual assistant do, and maybe those are some ways that I could expand my business and use outsourcing more effectively, even if it isn't through fiverr.com. And so the last tip that I have, tip number 5, is just to get started. Outsourcing sounds like such a big, scary thing until you actually go out there and do it, and then you start to see the possibilities and the potential that exists when you're willing to bring other people onto your team and expand and outsource in that way. So really, I recommend just going out there, doing it by one gig. Start with one gig. You'll really start to see the potential that outsourcing can have in terms of growing your business. If you're totally stumped for where to start, I definitely recommend starting with some of the social bookmarking and backlinking gigs, just because, at least for me, those are some of the tasks that I really hate doing most myself. So starting with those was a really great way for me to get more involved with outsourcing and actually start to expand my business in that way. So go out, do it. Fiverr is a really great website with a lot of great providers who are all ready to help you grow your business. It's cheap, it's easy to get started with, so just go out and do it. And so that is everything that I have for you today on fiverr.com. If you have any questions whatsoever about using the service, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. You can do that on my website at www.commonsensemarketing.net. And while you're there, I highly recommend that you pick up a copy of my free report, Planning Your Affiliate Business. It's a free ebook download where I go into step-by-step all of the details, really every bit of the strategy that I use to uncover winning keywords and plan an affiliate marketing business for success.